20 January 2023, and we are almost 3 weeks into the new year, and the world is upside down. It is as if there are a lot of lunatics in charge of our lives. Here in South Africa, we have a ridiculous situation. The ANC has called for mass action against the government. How the hell is that working? They are the government. But the problem is IQ. And you can call me what you like. That is a big problem. IQ is a big problem. And if you look and you listen at the following video clip, you must listen carefully and think about what the guy says, and then ask yourself, how is this possible?
This is just unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. The ANC is calling for a national shutdown because of the load shedding. I can't believe it. It's like, who's going to tell them that they are the governing party? This is like some preposterous politics if you think about it.
Let's look at an example of stupidity. It's like me instructing one of my workers to cut a mango tree down. The tree has been standing there in the garden for 30 years. And I tell him, cut the tree down. And the next day, I stand there at that stump, throw a tantrum, and cry and complain because there's no more mangoes. That is a simplified example of the stupidity that runs in our governing system. That is the problem. If you look at all those people sitting there in Parliament, a hell of a lot of them are geriatrics. Most of them. And not only by a small margin, the vast majority of them cannot read a financial statement. They cannot understand that financial statement. But yet, they vote over the budgets of the country. So they're voting on something that they don't have a clue. I have said it many times. There are many really smart black people operating in South Africa, but they will never get a chance to get near government. And I asked a staunch ANC guy, one that I was forced into a BEE operation with, about that, and his words to me was, the leadership of the ANC will never tolerate any of these clever guys near government, because that will expose them for how stupid they are. So what they do is they will lure that guy into a position, take all his support away, and make him crash and burn publicly and ruin him forever. So the clever guys, they don't want to get near politics because of that. And it is sad. The problem that we have with these blacks, yes, the blacks, because they are the guys in charge, they've got all the power, is they do not have a clue about the simple universal principle that actions have consequences. This is a concept that is missing in the leadership, mainly due to low IQ and uneducation. The dumbest among them is selected to lead them. Just look at this fiasco in December, where they had that leadership elections and things. The top candidates on all the different lists, all of them, are tarnished. Some of them has got criminal records, others has got serious criminal investigations running against them. But they are on the list to be elected for the top positions. That is what the black people do. They elect these criminals and then they get upset when nothing happens for them and they do stupid fucking things like calling for national mass action against themselves. That is low IQ. A pride of lions is led by the strongest lion, not the weakest. A pack of wolves follow the strongest one as a leader, not the weakest one. That is how they survive. And that is how they've been surviving for centuries. The blacks select the weakest as their leader and then complains when their lives are ruined. The ANC leader, let's look at this following. ANC leadership. Let's collapse the railway system and create opportunities for truckers. Consequences. Thousands of trucks on the roads that destroys the roads and kills lots of people in accidents. And then the leadership comes out and say, trucks on the roads are dangerous, we must get better railroads. That is how they operate. That is how their minds work. And I know it's a contradiction in terms to talk about their minds and work in the same sentence, but that is what it is. It's just a circle. Never a goal, an action to reach the goal. Always a circle. Always. The problem now with the railroads is they will not get any assistance in fixing the railroads because those criminal cartels that are now solidly entrenched in the trucking business will not allow it. So they're captive. Nothing is maintained. Nothing is built. Just existing things that are neglected and finally destroyed. I'm going to show you now a clip that many of you may have seen already. Listen to what Vusi has to say.
One of Africa's biggest cancers is that Africans, for whatever reason, seem insistent on electing leaders who've built nothing and then wonder why they build nothing. You've built nothing. You've created nothing. But for your words and political oratory, your ability to hold a tune and sing a verse, your ability to fill a stadium with poor people on the promise of a food hamper and a t-shirt. And then we vote for you. And we wonder why you don't know how to build roads or houses or balance a budget or just make sure that crime and law and order is in place. We elect clowns and then give them the seat of the headmaster's office.
Now, after you've listened to this guy, then we have to ask ourselves again, why is people of his caliber not in government positions? We need a regime change now. Not in 2024. It is too far away. We're not going to see 2024. Then the next step is break this republic apart. It cannot continue. It cannot operate and function. It is too complex. Break it up. For a start, 9 independent republics, and I'm quite sure a few of those republics will break up further, and then we might see federations between some of the others. But this republic must go. It gives the ANC control over the total fiscus of the country and assets, and all they do is plunder and steal. Think about these things. think about it. I have said Eskom is going to collapse the ANC, but unfortunately, a large part of our lives are also going to collapse, and we need to try and prevent that. And we cannot prevent that with this current regime in place. Please give me a like and a subscribe and share the thing. Thank you for your support.